Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman says social media is brainwashing other women to hate men, no matter the circumstance. Let's get it.
According to social media, men ain't shit. They don't exist. You get them, get what you want from them, throw them to the curb. They're really feeding us that mentality. We are really being brainwashed.
You an example? Of
yeah,
this,
like
yo.
I have no emotions to a at all.
Women that's happy with their man still saying the same shit. How you happy at home, but you talking about
Because on social media, it's just a world. You could be in the illest relationship, happy, everything. You gonna write that post laying next to him like, these ain't shit. This the whole time you laying next to him, man just bought you 100 roses, all types of shit.
This is a really interesting conversation. So the woman says social media kind of paints this picture of men not being shit, right? And there's a lot of truth to that. And one could say vice versa when it comes to women. Now, she actually admits that she's been programmed to think that most men ain't shit. And I think for a long time there was only one side of the story being told, and that was how bad men are, how men need to get better, how men need to improve. And now men finally got a hold of the mic, and they're giving their side to this whole situation. But there is some truth to this. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Let's see what the people thought. A couple of comments here I'm gonna read. First comment comes from a woman that says, nope, women haven't hated men long enough, if you ask me. Whoa. Our grandmothers went through too much. What is this chick talking about? And she has 600 plus likes. She says women haven't hated men long enough. Here's what's interesting about this comment. I would never support a comment on here that says men should hate women. I don't believe women are the enemy. I believe they are ideas that are being pushed that don't foster good relationships between men and women. Those are the enemy. Who taught you what you believe? What ideas do you have about the opposite sex? That's what you have to change, taking accountability. But this comment right here says straight up, women haven't hated men long enough. That's crazy. And what's even crazy is women can get away with saying stuff like this. I wouldn't want to get away with saying anything close to this because, again, I don't think men should hate women. I don't think women are the enemy. But yes, there is this animosity towards men being the enemy, men being inherently bad, or there's something wrong with men. We need to feminize men more into women, right? Toxic masculinity, all this type of stuff, which is just horrible. Then she goes on to say our grandmothers went through too much. The response I would have to that is, well, you're living in a time where you've had more freedom, all the opportunity you could ever want. What are you doing with it? You're still complaining. Next comment here says, I hate when pick-me's gaslight other women just so they could get in the good graces of the men. We don't need social media to tell us anything. We have been experiencing men our whole lives. If it's not family, it's friends, spouses, coworkers, etc. That's qualitative research. Stop with the BS. And so another woman here who says men are the problem. Are you sure men are the problem? Or have you been fed lies about what a man should be? The biggest problem is a lot of women today don't like men for who they actually are. I honestly believe that. They don't like to see a strong man. Masculinity is viewed as the enemy to a lot of women. Next comment says, I absolutely agree. But the only one who will fall for this is the black woman. The agenda is real, and when we look up, we will have no protection and our men will be with other men. Wow. So this chick actually agrees. She says there's this agenda push for us to hate men and make them the enemy, and soon you have no protection, which is facts. Another comment here from another woman says, what is she even saying? That sound like a teenager's mind because real grown women are not influenced by no damn internet. Yeah. Part of a lack of understanding of how vulnerable the human mind truly is not understanding how impressionable our minds are to influences, to internet. Even as somebody who understands or may know yourself, understands what's wrong or right, you still have to guard your mind. We're all susceptible to the influence of internet, whatever we consume, which is why I'm careful about what I consume, right? Next comment here says from another woman reads, according to social, women have to bring something to the table and we have to do our best to be kept or valuable. Otherwise, no man will want us. That's true. The same way a man has to do that. Someone else responded to her and said, and that's a problem? And she says, it's not realistic. Social media is not a real place. It may not be a real place, but it is filled with real people who have real life experience. Next comment here says, it's crazy how people are just now figuring this out. I mean, this has been happening for a long time on different scales. You notice they never glorify anything positive in the media. It's always toxic or negative. First before anything, unfortunately. Next comment from a woman reads, she's right. What you see on a daily basis will eventually begin to change your mindset. This is true. You soak in everything. Stop playing like y'all don't understand what she's saying. There is some truth to this. And I think this is why it's important to not just consume one perspective. This is why it's important to always be open. And this is why I do my best to always say, hey, you know, women and men work better together, especially when we know what each other needs. This is a fight against ideas, right, that don't help foster the right types of mindset to build families, to understand what men truly want, to understand how women truly work. I believe there are agendas out here that are being pushed to just cast blame and blame only. I believe the number one way you can tell if you're being fed just an idea of, oh, women are negative or men are just toxic, bad people, is, are they holding you accountable as the woman also, or as the man? We all have to be careful, and we all have to make sure we watch out for these echo chambers. I really think it just comes down to that. Are you being held accountable, or is it always about what the other person is doing wrong? For example, on my channel, I often say, listen, as a man, you have to improve yourself. You have to get better. Women are not just going to respect you just for being a man and that's about it, right? Women are not going to respect you for just being a man. You have to be improving on a daily basis. At the same time, I hold women accountable, and I'll have conversations about different mindsets. But yeah, interesting perspective. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Always curious. Listen, I appreciate you guys for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.